And we're live.
Yay!
Woo.
Hey, we finally did it.
Hooray!
Sitting here hitting the go button for 45 minutes. John, what's wrong
Sorry,
with your
chat.
heater, man?
That's my fault. I actually had annual scheduled furnace maintenance.
Okay, so it didn't like break. It was
No,
just like a checkup for the
God.
heater.
it was just a checkup. It's just a checkup that took 3 hours. So, dude showed up at 3:45 and left at like 7:20.
Yeah. No, I'm glad it wasn't like it was broken and we were sitting there freezing.
No, the snow is tomorrow. So
Yeah.
if that had been the case, we timed it really well.
It would have been a
But,
weird timing. Yeah.
No, it was just
Right.
we just got the ducts cleaned out. We got the furnace checked. I don't know if they checked the hot water tank as well. I think they said it was too early to check that.
Hmm.
Because it's only been there for 2 years. But yeah. No, it was just bad timing basically.
That shit happens.
I was supposed to go in for my usual like teeth cleaning at the dentist this week, and they called me the day before and they're like, "Oh, we have to cancel. Can you come a month from now?" I was like,
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess
Huh.
the person I was gonna see is on maternity leave, and they didn't know that 6 months ago. So, what are you gonna do? Say like no? I was like, okay. Luckily, I don't need anything done. It's just like a, like a checkup. So,
Yeah.
well, what annual checkups do you got going on?
I gotta get in for a cleaning as well at some point here. That's, and like a physical sometime, probably soon. Probably soon. The
Can't
teeth
remember last time I had a
cleaning
physical.
is now that I have benefits back again because went back full time, then like they kicked in about a month ago, I think. So now I can go ahead and book just in case they need to do anything. I'm not completely screwed.
Sure. Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense. I can't remember last time I went in for a physical. I don't even think I have like a family doctor at the moment.
Yeah,
Thinking about it.
I do, but I've been not wanting to see him for a while because he's very, very old, and I've been just kind of like looking for a new doctor anyways. He's a little hard to... He's the type of doctor that you book an appointment and you're still going to be waiting around because he just spends as much time as he wants with his patients, which is great if you're like an old person who needs a lot of stuff done and you can like sit there all day and talk. If you're me, like I just need you to say I can be there at 9:30 and I'm going to be there at 9:30 and I'm out by 10. Like I can't wait around all day for you. So
Like he's so old, he breaks out like a wooden stethoscope.
Yes, exactly.
has like a jar of leeches that will cure
maybe not
most
that
things
old.
he says.
Yeah, maybe not that old. Just some witch doctor shit. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, so I'm
I
looking
have a
for
problem
someone.
down here, where whenever I get sick, I go to the same place. But they're always like, "Oh, we see you in our file. Would you like to have the person you had last time?" And I'm like, "Sure." And they're like, "Okay, well, they'll be able to see you next week." And I'm sitting here with like, I don't know, let's say strep or something, right? Where I have a sore throat, and it's like, I just need to come in there and get you to prescribe the pills. Like, I've had strep before.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
no, I don't want to wait a week with this. Like, is that it? What are my other options? Oh, well, we can have you see this other random person like this afternoon. And I'm like, yeah, that would be great. So I always just see a new person.
Yeah, sure. Like, why not? As long as they have a degree, you can see what they have to say.
And it's like, I just need the prescription. So whenever someone's asking, like, oh, who's your like, usual doctor? I'm just like, I have no idea.
Sure. Yeah.
Just put no one, because I don't know.
Yeah.
At this point, my face surgeon has seen me more consistently than any other doctor for the entire time I have lived here.
Yeah. Sure.
So put him. How's your guys' last week been? Anything new going on?
No, it's coming. That's about it.
Yeah.
Got
I
a
am.
blizzard on the way.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
hey, it's this is basically our Halloween episode.
It is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wear a hat.
I'm
Oh,
already
God.
wearing a hat, so
Like a whole
There's my
different
costume
person.
for the show.
And I am not wearing a hat, which is my
We're
costume.
kind of at an angle, so it's a costume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. There you go.
There it is.
Are you guys doing anything for Halloween? You got any plans?
Working.
Giving out candy or putting it in a bowl for the kids to pick up. Don't know which we're doing. I'm assuming probably the latter.
Mm.
Do you get people in your neighborhood?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. Like my dad is always telling me every year, we got 2 people. I think he even stopped. Like he turns the lights out now because they get so few people.
Yeah.
Last year we got like 30 kids, 50 kids.
Wow.
Even last year? I thought last year everyone skipped it.
Last year, no. What we did last year was we put the bin out, like we put like a little bowl out with a bunch of candy.
Yeah.
A hand
and
sanitizer
we would just
beside
kind of, yeah, exactly. And we just check it every now and then. And yeah, no, I probably saw about 50 kids.
Jeez.
Wow, that's crazy.
Now I don't know how. I assume this year's going to be closer to normal, so I assume some will just try to knock on the door. But
Yeah. Break down the door, get the candy. Maybe you'll
exactly.
get lucky and they'll TP your house because there's so much pent up Halloween aggression.
The Halloween aggression.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, are you at least dressing up to go into work?
God, no. If anything, I'm dressing down. It's on a Sunday, so I'm just not going to wear my uniform. Just go in casual.
Sure, casual Sundays.
Yeah.
We have a like a Halloween street here where it's just a bunch of rich families and they go crazy with Halloween decorations and they close down the street because so many kids go there to trick or treat.
Yeah.
We usually go there in the evening and just walk down the street and look at the decorations and stuff. Last year it was canceled, so we're hoping this year it's back on. So we'll go over there and check it out. But
cool.
Actually, outside of that, I'm going to 3 movies at the theater this weekend. There's a lot coming out.
Yeah, I've been hearing some pretty abysmal things from critics about Eternals, so that's going to be interesting.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
That's not this weekend. That's next weekend?
Yeah, I think that's the next one I'm going to, probably.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go see Wes Anderson's new one, The French Dispatch, because that's finally in Berkeley. I'm going to see Edgar Wright's new one, The Last Night in Soho, which I'm very excited for. And then there's a new My Hero movie that's being shown in Berkeley.
Great.
So I'm going to go see that because that last one was incredible.
Okay. Cool.
So all 3 nights this weekend, I'm going to be in the theater.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. With that, let's do the show. Because this is the top-down perspective for a very spooky October 28th.
So spooky.
Yep. I haven't looked at the list, but hey, Paul, why don't we start with you? What have you been playing? You still doing Halloween games?
Yes, I'm still doing I'm thrown off that you didn't announce yourself.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Oh, whoops, sorry. I'm Sean Booker.
Who are you?
That really threw me off. It's weird when you get into a routine.
Yeah. No, and this is probably the most important one to do it because I have my costume on.
I can't tell who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Paul Fleck. All right. I've been playing.
Wait, I don't think John said his.
Oh.
Hi, I'm John.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Game Boy.
There we go.
Nice.
My costume.
I played more Inscryption. I got to the end, and that final boss is such bullshit. Holy crap. Obviously, I can't tell why. Can't say why, but I thought the other bosses in that game are cheaters. Holy shit. They are nothing compared to what that final boss does. So, yeah.
Is it like typical deck building game boss where it's like, this is insane. I remember Slay the Spire was like that too.
It's definitely more bullshit than Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire was like difficult, but you're like, okay, I can see that if I had a good build, I could probably crack this. This boss is just like, fuck you. Just fuck this so bad.
Okay.
Yeah. It's that game is super, super cool though. It just keeps getting better and better. I wish I could tell you why in specifics, but I can't because finding it out for yourself is the whole reason to play that game.
I'm excited. I've been hearing really just a lot of glowing praise towards it. I'm so curious, but there's just I have so many games, and Game Pass keeps dropping 4 new ones every week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. Also, we finished up Back for Blood, so I'm probably done with that unless some people want to play or something. But even then, I don't know. I have other shit to play.
Okay. I'm going through it. I'm nearing the end. We hit a solid wall, like a roadblock
Yeah.
at, I think it's the third to last level, called like Road to Hell.
Yeah,
The
when
whole
you're going,
last section of it
there's just a
is you
bunch
like
of shit
are,
attacking you.
you're just
Consistently.
running through these like barricaded tunnels, and it's just nonstop. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, that was at the
And
point
actually,
where we had to coordinate, like, using our pipe bombs and, like, staying together, making sure people were, like, holding the back and the front, and then everybody turning when a, like, elite enemy came. Like, it's fucking nuts.
that was the first time we're like, this is actually insane. And one time, so we failed maybe like 3 times on it.
Yeah.
One time, I actually made it to the safe room, and I thought a bunch of them were all with me because one of our teammates was a bot, and I saw him nearby me.
Yeah.
And then one of my buddies went down. I was like, oh, I'll come get you. And then I went down, not realizing everyone else had gone down, so we lost literally outside of the safe room as I had exited. Like, I could have just closed the door and been like,
we're done.
Screw you guys, but we win. But I didn't realize that we were in such a bad situation.
Oh, that sucks. That is an extraordinarily difficult level. Also, I wanted to bring this up because we talked about it last week. You were saying there's no witch equivalent. There is. And it was in that
Hag?
level. Yeah.
I've actually had the Hag in several levels.
Yeah. That is the witch. Except with an instant kill if you don't deal with it right away, which is really
Hag
bad.
is hard because like you really need to hit the weak spot, or it's like don't even bother.
Yeah, and you kind of like need everybody in on it. He's a bitch. That Hag. Holy crap.
Hag sucks for sure.
The Hag sucks, yeah. That game is weirdly difficult in a lot of different parts in different ways, but that part specifically that you're talking about is gross. It was so gross. Yeah, but I think I'm done with that for now. I started another survival horror game that came out, like an indie one that came out recently called Them and Us. It is very much taking from older games, specifically like Resident Evil 4-ish. There's like it's kind of weird. It does an over-the-shoulder view, or you can do a static camera angle view as well. So you have that option. It's okay. I played another one earlier. I can't remember if it was this month or last month, called Tormented Souls, and I think that's better. But this one has been okay so far. It's much jankier in a lot of ways. The enemies kind of suck to deal with, but I think they're supposed to. They take a lot of shots, and like a lot of enemies you just kind of have to run by, and they're kind of janky when you do too. And there's some cool puzzles in it. It's been an okay time right now, but it is like a $40 game, which I don't know that I would recommend, especially when Tormented Souls I think was like 20 or 30, and I think it's the better product. But yeah, overall, nothing much to... I got to get back to Alan Wake, really, but I've been kind of putting it off for... well, I was going to say for some reason. The reason is because I've played Alan Wake, and I know what to expect from that, and I kind of want to take a look at some other games while I go hear some new games. But at some point, I'll get back to that and finish that off. Then I can do American Nightmare. And that one was probably just like one session, though. I don't think that one was very long. So, yeah, but
No, it's not.
Just the spooky stuff for me. Nothing too new. That's it for me.
Okay. John?
So I said I was going to sit down and play No More Heroes 3.
Yeah.
And so I played Hollow Knight.
Good trade.
Okay.
When we did the TDP Plus for it, like, what, 2-3 years ago at this point? Whenever it was? Because I think that was back in the old house that we did that.
It was probably 2019. It was early.
I think it was our first year.
Yeah, maybe.
It had to be, yeah. And it must have been really early because I moved to this house in, like, May 2019. So... But yeah, I I did all that on Steam, and I never finished it, but I got a sizable chunk into the game.
Yeah.
I had the Switch version, so I put 19 hours into it, and I have basically gotten back to where I was on the Steam version.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I was feeling sick over the weekend, so I just kind of laid down on the couch and just played through it then. And
Sure.
man, that game just kind of goes on, doesn't it? That's all 4 DLCs are in the game now. I don't even know if they all were when we played it.
I didn't know it
But
had DLC.
I don't remember either. Maybe one or two were. It
I
was a
know at
while
least
ago.
one of them was because the Grim Troop thing is a DLC thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think the boss mode was the
Oh,
God sphere, the God level, or whatever they call it.
yeah. It
Um,
probably
it
wasn't.
it's an arena where you can refight every boss in the game,
Yeah.
and then you can fight a harder version of every boss in the game, and then you can fight every boss in the game, and if you take one hit, you die.
Yep.
So I walked away from that immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
miserable. No, thank you.
Yeah. So like I don't like that addition. Like I got if I was really into the game, then yeah, that'd be great. But like, man, there's when you kill enough bosses, you also unlock like a gauntlet you can go through, kind of like the arena they have in the normal game.
Yeah.
And it is literally just a boss rush of bosses. And then at the end, it was a new boss I had never fought before. Because at the end of the boss rushes are actual bosses you haven't fought before. And if you lose to any of those at any point, you have to do the entire gauntlet all over again. And I was just like, no, this is miserable. I do not want to have to fight 8+ bosses to get to the one boss I don't know, fail to learn that one in my first try, and keep doing that again. That does not sound even remotely fun.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So yeah, so bumping into stuff that isn't DLC has been interesting.
Yeah.
I still generally like the way that game does exploring, but there's just certain things that are just like, no, why that decision? So I'm curious to see how Silk Song is going to be because I feel it's been so long since this game and that one. I wonder if they're going to iron out the little quirks here and there, and if this like Silk Song is just going to be absolutely incredible because this is already a pretty good game. It's just got little things I just dislike.
Hmm.
But
Like the hype around
that's only
Silk
because I'm not
Song.
looking to refight every boss 3 times.
The hype around Silk Song is pretty big at this point because it's just been a no-show
It's
at so many
It's
different
it,
directs.
it's not going to live up to that hype
No, there's no
because
way. It was supposed to be DLC for this game.
yeah, it's been built up way too much, so they're going to disappoint a lot of people, unfortunately, even if it's amazing.
Yeah, but if they stick the landing though, holy crap.
Yeah. I hope they do.
Yeah. That's about it.
I-
I otherwise had played like 10 minutes of No More Heroes 3, and then I was like, oh, I need something to play where don't have to listen to the audio,
Yeah.
or where because I had other stuff going on in the background. So I'm like, Hollow Knight, and then it just played 19 hours of that.
Sure.
Hey, did either of you guys check out the Nintendo Switch update?
Nope, I have not used my Switch in like 4 days. In fact, I'm just downloading it right now, basically.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I got like a code through work, so I played, I don't know, 10 seconds of Mario Kart.
Oh yeah.
But were you guys following along with any of the news of like how poorly it's running and looking?
I mean, I just watched one of my friends stream 4-player multiplayer Mario Kart, and it didn't have any hiccups. It kept flashing that there might be audio desync, but like it ran fine.
Nice. Yeah, the little bit I played, it was running fine. I know Kotaku has like an article collecting some like gripes about it, and some of the screenshots look pretty bad of Ocarina of Time. And then there was some pretty silly stuff on Mario Kart. I don't know how widespread it is though.
Hmm.
Okay, for me, I guess somewhat like announced and then released. I played some Pikmin Bloom, which is the new walking AR game from Niantic.
Oh
So
right. Yeah.
it's like Pokemon Go. I don't get the point of this one. Like I really don't understand what you really are supposed to do. So Oh man, it even does the "you're going too fast" randomly thing, and I have to say I'm a passenger. Okay, whatever. You
So
can
it's
have Pikmin.
Pokemon Go, basically.
Yeah, but it seems like there's like less to do in Pokemon Go because Pokemon Go you could at least like catch a bunch of different ones, and there was like the battles and whatnot, and the gyms, and I even stopped playing before they introduced like trading and stuff like that. This one, so you grow Pikmin by walking. You'll get more seeds, and you put the seeds in the ground, and it's like this seed will take 1,000 steps to grow into a Pikmin. And then when you have the Pikmin, they'll just kind of follow you around. You can feed them nectar, which is basically like fruit that they randomly find. So you just kind of give it back to them, and then they'll grow a flower. You collect the flower, and then while you're walking, you can say, it's like pollinate, like start dropping the flowers I have, and it'll be like, okay, you have 20 minutes worth of flowers while you're walking around. So then you can kind of turn the area where you're walking into a flower path. And that's the game.
Cool.
Yeah.
And like they kind of are saying like, so you and other people can make the world beautiful with flowers. Like, okay, I guess. I don't see the draw. Like, why would I care about making this little world have more flowers on it? And also, isn't this just gonna like help me figure out where like the real players are? Because I'm gonna find like a block full of flowers, and it's like I know there's a nerd living here, or like people are gonna be able to figure out where my house is. I don't know. It doesn't seem very fun. It's lacking the part of Pokemon Go where it's like, oh, I'm gonna catch them all because there's only like 6 or 7 different Pikmin. Like I have 3 red Pikmin. That's it so far. And it does mention they're good against fire, but I have not come across anything where it's like I need like a fire obstacle, and I haven't even come across something where I can like use the Pikmin to do something. Like there's none of the like game Pikmin stuff where you're like making them carry stuff or throwing them at a wall to break it down. I haven't nothing of that has reared its head. I should probably maybe like watch the trailer to see if stuff's coming later, but it hasn't mentioned it yet. I don't know. It seems very like shallow in terms of gameplay. Which is not great because I feel like whenever one of these games come out, I play exponentially less of it than I did the previous one. So I would not be surprised if this time next week I am not playing Pikmin Bloom anymore.
Sure.
This felt like it was just kind of stealth dropped, even though they mentioned it months ago. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was in like a beta, and then everyone's like, "No, we're already playing it." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, they put out like a proper trailer earlier this week, and then it dropped it this morning. I don't know. I don't even like. I don't know who's playing this and enjoying it. If I'm missing something, let me know, I guess. But anyway, moving on. Game that dropped onto Game Pass that I played, and I don't know why I'm playing it. It's called Echo Generation. And I kept asking myself every time I turned this game on, why am I playing this game? I don't actually think this game is that good. I have so many other games to play, but there was just something about this game that was like the right place, right time. So it just kind of clicked for me. So this is Super Mario RPG or Bug Fables. If it was set in like a Stranger Things theme, and the art style is like the voxel art style, which I don't even really like that much.
Yeah.
Like The Tourist had it. Another game on Game Pass came out this week that has it, involved with like a boat, or Moon Bay, something like that has it. I don't really like that art style, and it's coming up more and more. Got some good like glowing HDR effects though, and like I said, it's wearing its inspiration on its sleeve. You play as a group of kids where there's some like weird alien stuff going to town. You live in a small town that has like a big science plant as part of it, and there's some secret organization stuff going on in there, and you're going around town trying to figure out what exactly is happening. And yeah, I think like the writing's okay. It's nothing amazing, but there's some funny parts. I think the character designs are pretty good. You fight some pretty crazy monsters. if you like Super Mario RPG and you like when you do a special attack, you have to press a few direction buttons before it'll do the most damage. That's what this is. You got to hit A when the defense shield comes up to block some of the damage. That's what it is, that game. So if you're looking for like a Stranger Things kind of game, maybe check out Echo Generation. Again, though, I don't think it's very good. There's no fast travel, which means every time you fight like anything, your options are either use all of your resources of like food that you have in your inventory to heal yourself. You don't have a ton of money, by the way. And there's even a lot of story specific things that you need to purchase. So buying health items is not ideal, which means every time you fight anything, you should basically just run back to your house and sleep in the bed to get all your health back. So it's like every time you take 2 steps forward, you got to take like kind of 3 steps back so that you can take 3 steps forward. Then you got to take 4 steps back so you can take 5 steps forward. Then you got to take 6 steps back. Like, this is a great podcasting game because I'm just running from one side of town to the other over and over and over again. Here's the craziest thing. If you get into a fight, like let's say you didn't know like a boss fight was about to like drop down on you, which can happen or something like that, and you lose, all it does is spit you out right before that boss. Any of the items you used to heal have been used.
Oh, that sucks.
Right?
Yeah, that sucks.
What a kick in the nuts. Like, holy smokes. So just another reason to be like, every time you fight anything, you should go back and heal.
Yeah.
So that you don't accidentally run into something. Because you can see all the enemies on the map, luckily. Yeah, it is weird. This thing needs a fast travel, and it does open up some shortcuts around town, but still, like, you're going to be just running back and forth. It's kind of nonsense. So, again, I don't think this game is particularly good, but for some reason, it just clicked when I needed it to. And I wish I had put that time into other games, is what I'm saying. But here I am, like 10 hours into this thing at final boss, so I'm going to finish it, and I don't have a good reason. You know, it'd be like that sometimes.
It do be like that.
I'm playing House of Ashes, the new supermassive game in the Dark Pictures anthology.
Mm-hmm.
So, otherwise known as the game that stars Ashley Tisdale. If you're wondering what she's been up to, she stars in House of Ashes. If people don't remember what the Dark Pictures anthology is, it's Man of Medan. It's the second one. What was the name of that?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember too.
In the Little Hope? Was that what it was called? Little
that's
Hope?
what it is.
Yeah. And then this one is House of Ashes, which takes place during the Iraqi War. You even get to see George Bush on TV.
Great.
Which is surprising to see there. It's just like, oh, hey, it's this guy. And you basically are like in the middle of a gunfight with some Iraqi soldiers when like a hole opens up in the ground and a bunch of you fall in. And guess what? There's demons and shit down there. At one point, you're playing as Ashley Tisdale and you're walking through a blood river, and it looks exactly like that one scene from the Tomb Raider reboot when she gets like captured. So it's straight out of that thing. And I'm playing co-op. That's pretty much the only reason I can play this game. You know, it's a horror game. I don't do horror games, but because it's co-op, I can have someone I'm like talking to the whole time, so a lot of the tension is eased off of. So we're doing the like shared story thing where when the characters split apart, they're doing something else and I'm doing something else. I think it does a pretty good job of being spooky. This one's a lot more action-packed because you're a group of soldiers, so it's a lot more kind of like having to aim your gun at the weird demons and doing more kind of action-y quick-time events around that.
Okay, cool.
There's also, you know, because you're in the middle of like the Iraqi war, there's some good like character dynamics where it's like, hey, enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like, I know we're against each other in the war, but this demon wants to kill both of us, so maybe we should work together. But other people are like, no, I'm a racist. We are not going to work together. So, you know, there's some good conflict going on there and stuff like that. And obviously that stuff completely changes based on who's like survived up to which point, because characters can just die off whenever, if you're familiar. with these games. So even though like my friend has already played through it single player, now we're doing co-op, he's seeing completely different stuff now because we've had different characters survive than his single player playthrough. I'm liking it. I don't exactly know how far I am into it, but I'm definitely gonna finish it. And I do still like it's a pretty good Halloween game. I love that these can do co-op. My one real issue with these games, I think I said that last time too, is because I can't tell what my co-op partner is doing. It's a lot of like, what are you looking at right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at oh, you're looking at the same thing I am. Okay, and then next scene, hey, are you looking at two guys? Oh no, what are you looking at right now? And then he's like, oh, well, here's what I'm doing over here while like my characters are talking. It's like, hey, can you shut up for a sec? They're saying something important. Wait, did you just kill someone? So I don't know how they fix that as opposed to being like, let's show both the views on screen at once, which they can't do because one, it'll make things less scary. And two, I can even think of a point in Man of Medan where that would break one of the twists. So I don't know how you fix that issue, but there's definitely a kind of a communications issue in this game. And they're 3 games into it, so maybe they don't know how to fix it either. I understand there's one more coming, and then that is the end of the Dark Picture anthology. So
Okay, cool.
I like that they put one of these out a year.
Yeah, it's a nice little tradition.
Yeah. But that's all I've been playing. So why don't we do some news? Paul, I saw at the last moment here you added the state of play. I didn't put that there because I thought it was boring as hell.
Oh, you don't think We Are OFK was awesome? I don't know what that is.
We Are OFK looks fine.
I don't know what OFK is. I guess it's a band, but I don't know if
band.
it's like a real band or a band made for this or what's going on.
I don't know, just nothing about this state of play like jumped out at me as that exciting. And what was their one more thing? Oh, the little devil inside.
Yeah, no, that didn't. There was a bunch of little things I thought were good. Like, I can't wait to go back into Bug Snacks and go to the Isle of Big DLC. Snacks. Under the water?
There's some underwater stuff. You can put hats on some of the Bug Snacks.
Yeah.
I really don't feel like Bug Snacks need a DLC.
No, I'm into it. It definitely doesn't need it, but apparently it's a free DLC, so I'm gonna jump into that thing.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Do you think it like picks up the narrative?
It seems like it happens just a before the ending DLC, basically.
Yeah,
it's just another area you could have gone to if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
which is probably why I'm so soft on it. Just like, eh.
Yeah.
It did show a bunger though, and
a giant one.
A big bunger, yeah.
A big bunger.
Bunger. Yep.
Yeah. I was a little surprised to see that like they made a Let It Die Battle Royale, but then it's like, of course they did.
It's not even Grasshopper, apparently.
Yeah. So when they were showing that, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if this has anything to do with that weird vote players out thing that we were talking about last week that they filed. Like maybe they were tinkering with some ideas and something like that.
I don't think,
because it's like a weird game show.
Sure, that was also more for like esports kind of stuff, I believe.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. What else was there? I don't care about Five Nights at Freddy's, but that's a thing. I thought Death's Door was out on PlayStation stuff, but I guess it wasn't, so that's cool. People should play that game.
Yep, sure.
And I was kind of interested in that First Class Trouble just because I liked the ship for a weekend, and this seems like a good, I would like this for a week. I mean, it's free on PlayStation Plus, so I think that is the right price and the right way to do it.
I mean, it's Among Us, right?
Sure, but it is like literally the ship again in a third person now, so that's neat. People were freaking out about Star Ocean. I never got into Star Ocean, but that trailer looked fine.
Yeah, any love from you, John?
I've actually never played any of the Star Oceans, but I've always heard decent things. So.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I didn't think it looked particularly good. Like the characters, I didn't, or at least I don't like the design of them. That's just me.
Yeah. And then yeah, I was the little devil inside. I did not give a fuck about. Like I think it looks neat, but I don't care about how that game looks like it plays.
I think it looks cool, but I just feel like if that's your like one more thing, that kind of really drives home how like low tier this whole live stream was.
Yeah, I heard about it about 10 minutes before it happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was supposed to be one until everyone was like, "Yeah, it's happening."
Yeah. Yep.
In other stories, leak kind of confirmed a bit. A screenshot got out there. Warner Brothers making its own Smash platform fighter called Multiverses.
That's a good name.
It is a solid name.
That's a good name.
Okay. Are we just gonna get a ton of these now? Like, is that what we're looking at?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you guys excited about a Warner Brothers one?
No,
I mean, the roster seemed okay.
I haven't even played the good one for the last like year, and that's Smash.
So. A screenshot did get out, although it got taken off of Twitter, so I can't look at the moment. But the list included Steven Universe, Adventure Time, Batman characters, Harley Quinn, Superman, Wonder Woman, Gandalf, Rick and Morty, Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, and I guess a new character was in the top left.
And it's apparently NetherRealm, I think, is supposed to be working on it. So
I think that was confirmed to not be true.
Oh, okay.
Bummer.
Because yes, that would be newsworthy for sure. But I get they could put a NetherRealm character in there. They could put They could put the Mortal Kombat in there, the man himself.
Mortal Kombat?
It would be Scorpion, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about this just seems like are the floodgates open? I don't care enough if the floodgates are open. I don't want this. It could just not be for me.
I'll give it a try because I want to try that that Nick one once I can finally get a damn copy of it. But
yeah,
I bet you could get a copy if you bought it digitally.
Yeah, no, it's been available digital for a while, but for some reason, specifically the Switch one has not been available in Canada, and I don't know why.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Anyways, I guess we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. Much like this next game, they're making a game about a quiet place. I don't know. I'm not a horror movie guy, so I didn't watch this. Paul, I'm sure you've seen these movies.
Fireplace 1 was okay, 2 was pretty bad.
Will you play a game based on it?
No, because I've played The Last of Us, which is where you're sneaking by shit that can kill you, and that's exactly what this is going to be.
You got to be quiet.
Yep. It's just gonna be the Quiet Man though, so it's gonna be Last of Us, but no one talks.
Shit.
Finally, the quiet verse is really starting to heat up.
Okay, now I'm. Let's fucking go. Are you kidding me?
That's all it took.
Holy shit! I went from a 0 of interest to a 11.
Honestly, that sounded like at least a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, most protagonists are pretty quiet.
Yep, they are. You're right.
Unless
they
you're
happen
like
in
Nathan
places.
Drake, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. It's being developed by Illogica, which when I looked them up, apparently they've touched every single game. So I guess they're like a support studio in some way. I don't know. I think they also might be in Canada based on a lot of the studios they partnered with. Eidos, Montreal, some Quebec stuff. So I don't know specifically if they've done any of their own games, but an untold story in the A Quiet Place universe. Yeah, that's
cool.
I guess. Yeah.
That's just a cash in or just a.
But like those movies. Yeah. In Overwatch news, they changed McCree's name to Cole Cassidy. It's official now.
And apparently that's the name of a well-known male stripper, according to the internet, so...
Cool. Nothing wrong with that. I think they also re-recorded some lines, so they, obviously, it'll fit in better, and I think they made, like, a video about it, in one of their, like, typical animation stories to kind of address it. So that's kind of cool. Good for him. Makes sense. If people don't remember, McCree was named after one of the abusive people who used to work at Activision Blizzard. Developers Molasses Flood, who you might know that they made Drake Hollow and The Flame in the Flood, are now working with CD Projekt Red on a new game. Or they're now, like, they were absorbed by CD Projekt Red. Didn't quite understand it, but they're going to be making a new game within the CD Projekt, like, universe. Which makes me think it'll be a survival game. So do you think it's going to be a Witcher survival game? What would you guys guess on this?
Well, that's like the only other IP they have right now, right? Unless you're counting Cyberpunk. And I don't think anyone wants to touch that at the moment.
I mean, I would count it. They could be doing some, but I feel like Witcher would lead it more to the survival side of it, is my thoughts.
Witcher has the bigger name just in general, too. I could see it.
Yeah. I don't know. Paul, would you play a Witcher survival game?
No.
Okay. Then move over, Molasses Flood.
Yeah.
Would you play the GTA Trilogy remaster?
No.
Okay.
I played
Well, this
those
got
games.
confirmed and announced last week. Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the definitive edition will be coming digitally November 11th, physically December 7th. On top of that, so this has San Andreas, Vice City, and 3 in it, with like a new art style and everything. Jury's out on whether it's going to have all the songs on the radio stations, and that's kind of the big question.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be...
San Andreas Definitive is actually going to be on Game Pass on November 11th, and Grand Theft Auto 3 Definitive is going to be on PlayStation Now on December 7th.
Weird. Okay.
Kind of a weird split between platforms, but anyway, there you go.
I've played these games, but like if someone hasn't, they should look into playing some of these. They're good. They still hold up.
I think it's a bigger get for Game Pass because San Andreas is like the most well regarded of them.
Yeah. Sure.
And then if you have Game Pass, you just get that. Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp has delayed to spring 2022.
Sad about that, but as long as it makes a better game.
Yeah,
of course, I agree entirely with you. And there's already too many games right now, so please feel free to delay some more.
Yeah.
Vicarious Visions is going to be getting its name changed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's getting fully absorbed.
So, if you don't remember, back in January, Vicarious Visions got absorbed into Activision Blizzard. They were under the impression they would kind of still remain as a separate entity. But it seems like every couple months we were hearing more and more downer of things when it comes to Vicarious Visions, such as now they're working on Call of Duty maps. They have not yet said what the name of the studio is getting renamed to. It's a pretty, Blizzard names pretty much every studio after the location it's in. So they're kind of guessing it's going to be Blizzard Albany. I'm curious why they would do this when Vicarious Visions has like some good clout behind it. Like there are warm memories with that name, and it's been around for 30 years.
It's because they don't care. To be perfectly honest. Let's be real. It's not a Vicarious Visions decision at this point.
For sure. No, I'm wondering why Blizzard would do this. And I don't know enough of the business side of it, obviously. So I'm just curious, what is the benefit of changing their name? Is it just so the next game that they put out has the Blizzard name on it?
Maybe.
I don't know.
This just infuriates me. I have nothing to say about it. That's nice. Like, it's actually just annoying. Maybe Blizzard should be focusing on some other problems they have right now than doing this, but fuck that studio. Fuck that company.
Yeah, we'll find out in the future at some point, and I guess we'll report back. That's going to do it for some news. So why don't we do some questions? If you would like to send questions in, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
Oh, we got episode names.
Ooh.
All right, cool. All right, starting with, looks like July 16th of this year. Friends don't let friends only watch Endgame. I think that's a pretty self-explanatory title. I'm trying to think. Oh, what would have they announced at this point?
I thought this was Sean talking about how he had a friend that had just started watching the movies at the end, or had just walked in to see the last movie, specifically Endgame. It was something about going to a theater with a friend to watch Endgame, and that was the only Marvel movie they had seen. So they were asking questions like, "Who's this guy?" or "Who's this?"
Yeah,
and it's like if you would watch the other movies, you would know.
This was me going to see Black Widow with some friends, one of which says to me, "Oh, the only one I've seen is Endgame and like Thor Ragnarok."
That's right. Yeah, okay.
And I was like, "What? How? Why?" And he's like, "I don't know. My friend wanted to go to a movie, and he brought me along, and we went and saw Endgame." And I was like, "Why? That's a bad friend. That friend should not have brought you along." And then yeah, he started asking me questions like who's Hawkeye and stuff, and I was like, "You're not allowed to ask me that if you're gonna come to this movie with me."
I'm with you on this, for sure.
Yeah.
Context is...
is non-existent.
Sean talked about how he's seen an MCU movie with one of his... It's exactly what you said. Okay, moving on. The 22nd of July. You know what's rad, kids? War crimes. I don't know what... This could be about, like, any video game.
This sounds like something I would say.
It sounds like a John.
This could be any game. Oh... Like, it could be Far Cry. It could be anything by Tom Clancy.
I don't think it's Far Cry. Far Cry didn't come out for a couple months.
I don't think we were talking about that game that was that got delayed about the Afghanistan war, was it?
Maybe?
Maybe?
No, I don't remember the name of that or that game. So
7 Nights in Fallujah?
Oh my god, imagine if it was actually about Sonic Forces.
Oh my god.
I don't remember at all. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea either. Context is talking about the attitude of Tom Clancy's X-Defiant, an upcoming game that tries to mix Tom Clancy.
Right, it was so rad.
And skater punk culture.
X-Defiant? I totally forgot.
That's the crossover game between like Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, and Siege, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah,
it's all like
it's just an arena shooter.
Yeah,
and it's like called Defiant, but they put an X in front of it so that the logo looks like an XD, like, smiling face in spray paint.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think this is a crossover game, though, if I remember correctly.
It is definitely a mashup game of Division characters with Siege characters and shit like that.
Don't remember this at all.
Yeah, it's like a shooter version of Smash or something, but it looks kind of terrible. The 29th of July. The cockroach that is Riot. I have a feeling this is about Blizzard accusations and Riot just kind of like hiding like a cockroach.
Probably.
I don't, that doesn't seem like it would be enough, but yeah, I can't remember. I don't remember talking about Riot recently, but then again, maybe all of my attention or memory has just gone to Blizzard.
No, I remember us talking about the Activision Blizzard stuff and saying how it's like, I bet Riot is just like hiding in a corner, just like stoked that they're finally not being looked at right now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I could just see that in general.
'Cause, yeah. Yeah, they are kind of a cockroach. That's true. Context is talking about Activision Blizzard stuff, hoping that maybe something will come from it, but reflecting on Riot in a similar situation while not getting punished. Okay, close. August 5th. Remember me as my best. Oh, I know what this is.
And this is why I didn't remember the last ones. This is me. I came back after a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
And we had the picture of me.
Yeah.
Because of my surgery.
Yeah. This is definitely.
That's what it was then. Yeah.
Definitely. Yep. Context. Sean was back, but still dealing with post-surgery stuff. So instead showed a picture of him telling everyone this. Yeah, I remember. Good times. You getting your face demolished, I guess. Jesus Christ.
Great times.
Yeah.
Such good times.
August 12th. Even Waldo's stuck at home. This is a great title. Even Waldo's stuck at home.
Yeah, I mean, clearly we were talking about Where's Waldo, something in relation to the pandemic. I don't fully remember why Waldo came up, though.
I remember somebody asked something about it's time for yearly Waldo lore or something, but I don't remember if it had, like, what this came from, this line.
I was about to say, like, I'm not surprised Waldo came up because it's a frequent topic here. There's much to explore in the Waldo-verse.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why this line exists. I do know Waldo came up some time ago, a little bit ago, but
I think you're right. I do remember us getting a question being like, you guys haven't talked about Waldo in a while,
Yeah.
so let me ask a few Waldo-related questions to spark it.
Yeah. It must be something to do with what we said there, but I don't remember. Context. Someone asked about why the podcast hasn't devolved into Waldo lore like it used to and blamed COVID. You all latched onto this and then answered their question. There. August 19th. I would play the shit out of our game. This is somebody asked about a beat 'em up that's based on TDP.
TP Brawler.
Yeah. This one I remember.
Okay.
Context. You were asked about a top-down perspective beat 'em up and proceeded to imagine a fantastic game where you took on other podcasts. Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
August 26th. Can I sit in the gamer chair?
I don't remember. August 26th.
I don't remember this either.
Was this when I was talking about my cat taking over the chair? I don't think so.
You're the only one that I thought of when I saw a gamer chair, so I was trying to think.
The gamer chair. I don't remember this at all, no.
I don't either. Context.
Not sure.
Tim Hortons opened an esports. Tim Hortons in China.
Yeah.
Complete with gamer chairs. Sean mused on awkwardly asking them to use them for gaming if somebody else was sitting there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I thought maybe I had said it based on kind of the wording, but yeah, that was like if someone's sitting in like the cool gamer chair, but they're not gaming, and then you have to like meekly come up and be like, excuse me, sir, is it okay if I sit in the gamer chair?
I forgot about that. Yeah. And September 2nd, and this is the last one from this chunk. September 2nd, The Infinite Fantasy. I mean, it's obviously about Final Fantasy, but...
Is it?
Oh.
September 2nd?
This would have been around the time where I was trying to catch up on Final Fantasy 14, which would be The Infinite Fantasy, because they always add content.
It's either that or it was because you were playing Final Fantasy and John was playing Final Fantasy, and
okay.
I said something about Final Fantasy, so maybe something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Context is talking about Final Fantasy. When asked which everyone's favorite, Paul answered 14. He put so much time into it. Sean said that's the goal. It never ends. Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for writing those in as usual.
Yes. I'll read this next one from the Phantom Aegis. What's your favorite water refresher?
I used to like, I think it's called Mio, M-I-O. Used to have like a little strawberry mix in there. Yeah. I used to do that, but like the food coloring started getting a bit too much, so.
So what do you do now?
It's just water.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Plain water is great.
Sometimes putting a little bit of lemon in, though. I'll still do lemon juice every now and then.
Yeah, I could see that. A little bit of lemon.
But do you like make your own? Like you'll slice a thing of lemon and make your own little lemon juice?
Depends on how intense I am feeling. If I'm feeling like actually putting in any effort at all, sure.
A
If I'm
slice of
not,
lemon.
it's just a little squeeze of real lemon.
Okay, okay. I'm not a big. Have you guys had LaCroix? Do they have that in Canada?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Reese loves LaCroix.
Well, I don't like sparkling water, which is
Yeah, also not a fan.
the first step to not liking LaCroix. And then, I like, like orange pop or whatever. I grew up. That's fine. Like, fruit carbonated beverages is tasty to me.
Huh.
But LaCroix is like you took a carbonated water and you thought about fruit while you were holding it, and then you handed it to someone and said, "This is an orange soda or whatever." And no, that's not the case.
Yeah,
I do not like LaCroix at all.
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't do much like fruity water drinks. I drink water though, and water is really good.
Yep.
Your body needs it.
Hmm?
All right. VGC Kenny writes in and says, I just beat Ape Escape 2. I was thinking, man, Ape Escape is a great series of games. They should remake them to introduce them to a new generation, since they're so good. But then I thought about that more. Ape Escape games are big. Not like Skyrim big or anything, but still fairly big. While early levels are fairly compact, they get longer and more complicated as the game goes on. All of this to ask, if they did end up remaking them, would it still be justifiable to bundle all three at the same price? Even more so if it was released as a budget price instead of full retail. The games are fairly meaty on their own and might be worth each being budget price individually rather than $40 for the whole thing. If not, how big do games need to be before they start releasing remakes of a series individually versus in a bundle? I mean, I'm just going to say this right now. They remade Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 and put them all in a bundle, and those are all like 60-hour games. So,
Yeah, and they're doing GTA right now, which are also huge games space wise. I think it would be more so on how I feel like it's how old is the game.
So we're literally just talking about like upscaling to modern stuff and then like
yeah.
a porting, right? Not like a full remake, because that deserves
Not a remake, but like a remaster. Let's say.
Yeah,
that.
yeah, okay, yeah.
All right, you can also buy the Yakuza separately, and I think we also said you could buy the GTAs separately too. So
Yeah.
although not a fan of the fact that they took down the old versions so they could sell the new ones. Not a big fan of that.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, they took the old ones off Steam.
I'm trying to think. I don't think there's a set rule because they keep like this came out with Resident Evil 4 VR, and that's not bundled with any other Resident Evil games. They did that one separately.
But they also remade the game.
That's a whole
more or
different
less.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
I mean, using the same game as comparison, Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 is usually bundled now on most systems. Like I know on the Switch it's a bundle, but
Yeah.
they also have been all sold separately on every other platform.
I don't know.
I think the answer is there's no set rule. Companies
I don't think
it's
there's a
just
set
how much
rule.
money does the company think they can make off the old games, and then that's the rule they go with.
Yeah.
I do feel like generally though, the older it is, the more likely they will bundle it with some of the similar games or the same series.
Yeah. Linebacker writes in, what's the longest break you've ever taken from social media? How wonderful was that break? Couple weeks.
I don't think I really have.
Like maybe a couple weeks.
I don't hate social media though, so
Yeah, I'm thinking specifically I took a break off Twitter for a few weeks. I like Instagram because I follow people whose photos I like to look at.
You know what's really annoying with Instagram right now though is they've started putting in like other people's stuff in my feed.
Yeah, that's made me stop using it actually.
And it's like I feel like I'm seeing more of people I don't follow, and it's like what on earth? And you can tell it like, oh, don't show me this one account. It's not even like a just blanket policy. It is I can disable individual accounts.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I've taken much of a break at all. Even when I'm like traveling and I don't have internet connection, I usually get it when I'm like back at the hotel, and then I'm just
Yeah.
like catching up on stuff with friends and whatnot. So maybe it was like, I don't know, the 4 days I was hiking Machu Picchu.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, I mean, like even on our like wedding honeymoon, like when we were in Scotland, like or sorry, Ireland, we were still checking our phones at night. So like
Yeah.
I don't even know what I guess it would be a day is the longest break I've taken from social media because I kind of need it for work.
I mean, this
Yeah.
maybe we're just broken.
I mean, I grew up when I could like on the computer all the time, anyways, on forums and
Yeah.
chat
Yeah.
rooms and stuff like that. So it's not that different. It's just easier to access
Yep.
and somewhat necessary for work. But I mean, like I don't use Facebook anymore. The only time I boot into that is if I want to look in some of the seller groups.
Yeah.
I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on like all these other platforms. So it's just like, all right, Twitter, show me some cool images, show me some tweets for work, and then I'm good.
Every
Yeah.
time I open up Facebook, I'm immediate, and then I think once I get to the part where I'm like, wait, why am I on Facebook? Then I close it. I spend that much time on Facebook each day.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yep.
I think so.
Dead writes, what gaming trends or phenomenons that did not happen in Canada or the US do you wish happened here?
Hmm.
I wish
Feel
land
like
centers had been as popular as they were in, like,
Yeah.
say, Korea.
Yeah. True. Those are fun.
okay. I feel like at the time though, I wouldn't have been that big into it. Probably would have just been like kind of too young.
Yeah.
I know
I
growing
was
up.
at the right age where like I would go to one of the local land centers when I was say visiting my parents in Fort McMurray, and there would be like a couple people there, and we would play like Quake 3 Arena, or they'd be playing Counter Strike stuff like that. That was fun, but then like
Yeah.
nothing much happened otherwise. It's just you went, you played for an hour, then you left.
Yeah.
I guess so. Like the one cool thing when I was in Japan was they have just like a huge like retro gaming scene and like tons of game stores and arcades and stuff.
Arcades.
Um,
Yeah, is a
and
big
we
one.
don't have that kind of stuff here. Or the closest we do, it would be like I don't like a Dave and Buster's, but that's like such a different thing because it's more of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Round
a
one's
re-
also like that, but yeah, round one's more like it, I guess.
it, it's still like kind of like restauranty based, and you're gonna
Yeah.
get maybe like one story or two out of it, whereas in Japan, it's like a 6 story. These are just arcades, and 5 of the floors you're allowed to smoke in. um, so that was cool, kind of seeing that stuff. I feel like more if you split up the Canada and America thing. Growing up, there was I had a lot of envy of America getting cool promotions that Canada
Oh,
didn't
dude.
get,
Yeah.
and like it
Yeah.
still even happens now. Like with everything. I remember growing up being like, well, how come we don't get Mountain Dew Code Red? um, and whenever I would take road trips into the States, buying cases of the cool Mountain Dew flavors to bring it back for my friends and I. Um, so yeah.
Yeah.
Sukusuku writes in and said, if you were thrown into a survival game, could you survive?
No.
Probably not.
I can't survive
No,
in a
I don't think I
survival
know.
game.
I don't know enough about kind of living off the land and such. Um, like this makes me think like how much of your guys' if you ever did it like Cub Scout training do you remember?
Not much.
Yeah, like none, really.
No, and like I never got to Scouts. I got to Cubs, I guess,
Sure.
which I think was the one before Scouts. So we never even really did like let's go out into the wilderness. It was still just hey, we're all in this building learning knots and
Right.
whatnot. And I can't tell you any kind of knot at this point. I can tie a bow. I can tie my shoes, and that gets me pretty much all the way up to my age now. Um, I don't. Here's my question: do you guys think you could make a fire?
Yeah.
Probably, but it would take a while.
Yeah, Paul, what's your like? This is how I would make a fire.
Okay, I guess this is assuming I have a knife to even like cut.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you a knife and the clothes on your back.
Okay. I have done the like board and wood thing with a bow before. I guess like I would have to find kindling. I have done that before, but it sucks and it like you can fuck it up real easy. Cause like it just basically like starts a little fire and then you have to like keep feeding it until it becomes like good. So I think
like,
finding the stuff to do it would be the hardest part.
Like my best would be like hitting two rocks together and trying to make the spark. Is that even real? Can you do that?
Yeah, you do need something akin to flint though.
Yeah. But yeah, that is a thing for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. And if I can't do that, like I feel like that if you can't do the fire, you're once night hits, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Definitely up north where you guys are, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depending what time of year it is, you just might be done after an hour of not being able to do it.
True. Yep. Paul, I forgot to mention that we have email questions. Are you able to grab them?
Yeah, I'll do that. I didn't realize. My bad. Why don't I read this first one from Kevin while I grab the other one? What is the best chocolate bar?
I'm pretty basic. Kit Kat.
Okay.
I mean, so I feel like I have to say Kit Kat for my love of the weird Kit Kat flavors.
Yeah, you're
that makes sense too.
I also feel like that's almost cheating because you get so many different varieties.
I was just thinking like regular Kit Kat.
Sure, yeah. If we boil everything down to just like you're gonna get the most basic version of it. I always really liked like Score bars, which I don't know if they have them in the US actually.
I think those are Canadian.
Yeah, Score is pretty good. Crunch is also really good. Crunchy is really good with the sponge topping.
Oh, I hate Crunchy.
Oh, really? Okay.
What's
your favorite?
I'm a big peanut butter cup guy. It's not really a bar, but I'm counting it in here because you buy.
No, that counts. Yeah, that totally counts. It's in the. You're gonna find it in the same little checkout aisle.
It's
Reese's
kind of
Pieces, peanut butter cups. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the only one I'll like buy. If somebody like offers me one, I'll usually be like, yeah, okay, maybe eat like half of it or whatever. But I will buy a Reese's something for myself.
Did you guys ever have one of those Reese's hockey pucks?
No,
I
I've
vaguely remember them. I don't think I've had one.
It was like the size, if not larger, than a hockey puck.
Oh, that's gross.
I got one year. I think I made it halfway through it before feeling just fucking sick.
That's
I had
gross.
To just toss it because, like, man, it's like it's just like eating peanut butter, which is not too bad, but it's like really sugary peanut butter with some chocolate on top. Oh man, yeah. I don't know why they make that. I used to be and this is like not chocolate anymore, way into Jawbreakers. Just the idea of like, yeah, I'm gonna just
like this thing all day
thing for 6 hours straight.
Yeah. Yeah, those are gross.
Yeah. No, I definitely had like got like halfway through a lot of large size Jawbreakers before being like, this thing is like 48 hours old.
Yeah.
I need to put this in the garbage.
Yeah.
You guys ever? What's the largest lollipop you ever got? Did you ever get one of those like comical ones that you see in the window?
Yeah, I've gotten one of those before. I didn't finish it. It was the same thing as the Jawbreaker problem.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten like a large one. Like the big. I don't think I've ever gotten even like a sizable one. Just a standard is like all I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
All right. And last question here. Logan writes, was wondering what are some hidden gem games you guys had fun with or recommend?
Oh, Okay.
There's a lot. Maybe just pick like 3 or so each, but hidden gems. The more hidden, the better.
More hidden, the better.
See, I would have in the past I would have said Picross, but that's definitely no longer a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Nope.
I still think Little Samson is one of the best NES games, but like, you need to emulate that shit.
Yeah,
Or spend a
do not
fortune.
pay. Do not pay for that one.
It's really good though. That's a really good game.
I think Children of Morta is really good, and no one talks about that game.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I like Vice Project Doom on the NES. It's a Ninja Gaiden like, but it's more sci-fi like Blade Runner. That's a fun one.
I really like Coffee Talk, which is a visual novel. I like everything. No one talks about that game.
Have you heard about this game called Tetris Effect?
Oh.
I get, you know what? Actually, by that logic, a game that studio made earlier, Meteos, was actually really fun.
Actually, was just thinking of Meteos last week because it's one of my DS games I was putting away on the shelf.
Yeah, even though that definitely destroyed the touchscreen on my DS, that was a good game.
Heard that numerous times, which I think is why I never played it. But because I picked it up quite late, just being like, "Oh, I've heard good things," but I'm just worried it'll ruin whatever DS I use.
Yeah, because you had to keep like flicking the columns up. It was ridiculous.
And by that logic, Elite Beat Agents is fantastic. And the
Another
Owen
good one.
Dons.
Yeah,
The DS has so many weird, really great games. Like it's probably why it's one of my favorite systems. Hotel Dusk is so good. Ghost Trick, obviously.
I feel like DS was the last platform where companies could experiment and you would still hear about it. Because I feel like we still have like indie devs and everyone like trying to experiment and try out new stuff now, but I feel like you hear about new crazy ideas less than you did back then.
Yeah, maybe it was just
Yeah.
because, there was less games back then, and if it was gonna get a DS release, it means it had to have been physical, so it had to be at a certain size
Yeah.
and of popularity. Because there's been this kind of stuff on PC forever.
Yeah.
But it's a little harder to find.
It doesn't feel like a hidden gem because I feel like John and I talk about it all the fucking time, but God Hand, if you can get past the janky oldness of it, is fucking great.
Yeah.
But like, not many people, even back then, talked about God Hand. So, yeah, that's a great one though.
I still remember
Well,
that
game-
3.0 it got from IGN and how upset people were, including
It's
myself.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Short Hike is a pretty nice little indie game. I like quite a bit. All right, that'll do it for questions this week. If you would like to send in questions for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Inscryption.
I guess Hollow Knight.
I guess mine is Echo Generation for some reason. I don't know. Don't play that game. All right, things to look out for coming from us. Right after this, we're going live with an episode where we will attempt to talk about Cookie Clicker for a decent length of time. I don't know.
We can do it.
Okay. I'm glad. I'm glad you're hosting it. Next month, we are going to be playing through The Good Life. Swery's The Good Life.
Yes.
Won the poll for November, so look forward to that. If you are a TVP fan, you should have already have access to our Halloween special. And that is live earlier this week, so definitely check that out if you missed it. And our next episode of TVP, which will be in 2 Mondays from now, will be on the Eternals. So get excited for us to talk about the Eternals. Other than that, we will be back next week for a regular show.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.